dropping now at the end of the alphabet, and it's Mrs. Wojcicki who is going to talk to us, I think, from the perspective of Creative Commons, another device, another way of doing legal technology around the digital document. So please take the floor.
So thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. I represent Creative Commons, but I also wear the hat of an educator. I teach full-time in a K-12 environment in the United States, Palo Alto High School, and I'm also a journalist. So I represent several opinions. First of all, for those of you that don't know what Creative Commons is, and I did meet several people here that didn't know what Creative Commons is, I thought I would just explain that it is a way to license your work that actually can protect copyright. You do not give up your copyright when you license something with a Creative Commons license. There are 4 different licenses that you can use, and then you can mix them. One is attribution only. Another one is share alike. Third one is non-commercial. These are not in any particular order. And the 4th one is no derivatives. So you can license your work in all these different ways. So I thought I would tell you just a little bit about what is going on in the world of students, since I deal with them every day. And I'd just like you to know that here's just a little letter from a student that I thought would show you what some of the limits of the copyright regulations are. It says, you can get any song, any text you want, any type of music from any era, any text, and it's all free. What could be better? All of music's history is at your disposal for one low monthly price, $0. So I can tell you that copyright, while it exists and it works to some degree, it's not working with the group between 13 and 18. I see it every day. So the question is, what do we do? How do we protect authors' rights? So one way to do it would be to have authors license some of their work. I'm not saying all of it. If they want to, they can license all of it, but with a Creative Commons license. Because what we're doing at the moment is there's 2 alternatives. One is to write a letter to somebody and get permission, and the other is to just take it, piracy. And all those teenagers out there, not just American teenagers, we're talking about worldwide, their main thing is just take it. You know, let's remember what happens in the teenage years. You want to be independent, you want to do something new and different that other people haven't done, and so you're just going to help yourself. So if you do license things with a Creative Commons license, the advantage is that then you are teaching students that there is an alternative, that you don't just take things. You should either respect copyright or you should take things that are Creative Commons licensed. You shouldn't just help yourself. It's like being in a candy store and just walking through and taking what you want. So I think that this is one of the things that I would like to suggest. See if there isn't a way that we can teach all kids in some way through the school system what are Creative Commons licenses? What is the alternative to just taking it? And we should worldwide have a curriculum that could be promoted by UNESCO that all students would be taught what is copyright and how can you respect copyright. Because as an author, myself, it would be great if my work were respected. On the other hand, here's another way to talk to students about, or talk to people about copyright. So when I first introduced Creative Commons licenses to my students, their number one response was, why would I ever want to share my precious work? You know, most people they're just genuinely selfish, especially kids, you know. This might be the $1 million piece and I'm going to share it. And so by explaining to them that actually this probably is not going to be the $1 million piece, that by putting their work out there with their name on it, what they're getting instead is spreading their work, their name. And so would they rather just have it all locked up, or would they like other people to know about what they're doing? And they all voted for they'd rather have other people know about what they're doing and rather get their name out there. So just by explaining that, it works like a PR vehicle. In other words, you have all these people take your work, attribute it to you, and you become well known. So an example of that is Cory Doctorow, an author, hopefully you're familiar with. All his work is licensed with Creative Commons licenses. There's another one, of course, I'm sure you've heard of Larry Lessig. So Larry Lessig wrote this book called Remix, and it's in a hard copy, as you can see. It's also in a downloadable form. You can just download it on the web for free. After he put it with a Creative Commons license on it, book sales grew quite a bit. So it's interesting. It's just the opposite of what you might think would happen. And so you might want to think about that. And so after my students started licensing all their work, by the way, they have a website. It's voice.pally.net. All their stuff started to spread. And they got a lot of people building on what they wrote, a lot of their creativity. A lot of creativity was just expanded. So this is, I think, a solution, hopefully, for the 21st century, for all these digital media. Let's train people. Let's teach the students what to do. Because regulation doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Do you know that the recording industry, RIAA, they've already had 17,000 lawsuits. And so you can ask yourself, how effective has that been? 17,000. So just leave you with that idea of let's educate students around the world.